What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Southern Life, and with me is not Katie today. We are in Fote Mize, and please do not say Fort Myers, okay? We say Fote Mize. We are right across the street from Pine Manor. In fact, what do you guys say? We take a stroll to Pine Manor before we start today's tour? Let's do it. We're going to start on the south side of Fote Mize. And to give you guys a tour of Pine Manor. And they call it Pine Manor, but let's be honest, it's kind of graduated at this point to a whole new level. So on today's tour, we're going to do a little bit different. Usually when I do these Fort Mize, give me a second, y'all. All right. Dale, mijo, go, bro. Tírate a los. This guy's not going, bro. Que se tire. There's literally nobody coming. Just go, bro. Dude, I would have gone with a trailer. Go. Tírate a city. Alright, so we're going to do this a little bit different today. What we're going to do today, why isn't this guy going? Go. You can turn. Now they all go on red. What a bunch of comelas. Now they all go on red. Look at this. Unbelievable. Now they all go on red. What are they doing? What a bunch of morons. What a bunch of morons. They didn't go on green and then they go on red. What a bunch. These people here in Fort Myers are unfreaking believable. Did I just see people stop for a green light but then go on red? I watched this happen in front of me. I did. I really did. That should just give you an idea of how much common sense people in Fort Myers have. Look, there's a for rent sign right there. So last time we drove through Pine Manor, Willy Wonka has decided that he doesn't want any more illegals in his county. So at this point, a lot of evictions, you can see a lot of people are moving out. And that is because the sheriff, Willy Wonka here, has decided that he does not want illegals in his county, at least in this part of the county, conveniently, because the other parts of the county are absolutely full of illegals. Just in the part of the county he doesn't want them in. The part of the county where it's too close to the tourists. I don't know what the deal is, but this area is mostly just migrant workers, but a lot of them left this area, and you know, when you replace hard-working people with scumbags and homeless and thugs and drug dealers and hookers, your neighborhood goes from bad to worse. And that's kind of what happened here in Pine Manor. You know, the sheriff came in here and started harassing the hardworking Hispanics that were living here, and now you have like hookers and thugs, and it just went from bad to worse. It's not getting better here. But well, I guess well, here we go, early in the morning, and there's already people getting see, it went from bad to worse. It went from bad to worse. It really did. Things went from bad to worse in this neighborhood here in Fort Myers. Este tipo atravesado a serie. You good, bro? No, porque se me atravesó en la calle a serie. Este tipo me atravesó el cacharro ese en medio de la calle a serie. Hay que quitarle el camión eso, me metí en medio de la calle a serie. Porque dejó el cacharro ese atravesado, brother. So they've been harassing this neighborhood, you know, harassing the people that live here nonstop, day and night, even in the morning. And they've evicted the whole neighborhood. You can see what they're doing. It's just harassing everybody that lives in here. You know, and now everybody moved out because, you know, people that are here, you know, and they have, even if they're not illegal, let's say they have a parole. If you have a parole, you're not gonna like really risk living in a neighborhood where you're being harassed all the time, because, you know, it's not worth it. If you have a parole, even if you don't break the law, it's not really convenient for you to be dealing with law enforcement, because parole is like, okay, we're gonna let you stay here, you're not legal, you're not illegal, you're waiting for a court hearing. But if you're waiting for a court hearing, the last thing you want is to live in a neighborhood where the cops are just constantly harassing people needlessly. So, you know, it's 8 in the morning and they're already out here bothering people. And that's kind of what they're doing here in Fort Myers. And that's why this neighborhood's completely empty. This used to be a very high population density neighborhood and everybody left. They're mostly doing it to scare away the Hispanics. You know, they're and not from the county. They're just trying to push them. They're trying to segregate the city more by pushing all, because there are neighborhoods that are full of Hispanics, like Tice, for example. But they're just trying to force all the minorities into one single area. But I said I was going to do today's video a little different. And what we're going to do different today is that we're going to go into the African American neighborhoods. Now, I don't normally do that when I come to Fort Myers, and there's a few reasons. First, you know, I wanted to show you guys when I did these hood videos that it's not just, look at how many, every street's got an eviction. Every street's got an eviction. This ain't looking good out here. It's just, when there's evictions on every street, it's pretty bad. And I think they had some flooding issues here. I think these are also group homes for registered offenders, some of these houses. So there'll be like 10 guys living in one house or whatever. What was I talking about? I was talking about something, man. Anyways, you know, Lee County, Collier County, St. Johns County, Volusia County. These are counties that are absolutely profiling type places. And, you know, they're always just going after certain communities. And the results are clear. It doesn't work. I mean, if you told me, look, on this street right here, there's another trash out. And you can see the county's not picking it up, which they're supposed to if it's residential. You can see here 2 more sofas over here. So they're, you know, there's just, here's another trash out over here. There's just a little bit of trash here. But, you know, this neighborhood's half the population density that it had before. It's possible they could have had some flooding and there's some damage from the flooding. But I think we're looking at is what we've been looking at here for a while, which is eviction. So what we're doing today is a little different. We're going to go into the African American neighborhoods, and I haven't been doing that a lot in Fort Myers because I really like, when I started doing the Fort Myers Hood series, I started noticing a few comments that I didn't like. People saying, oh, it's always certain neighborhoods. So like, I kid you not, for like the last 2 years, I don't think I've done any more videos in the black neighborhoods of Fort Myers. I've done just white areas that are poor and Hispanic areas that are poor. Because a lot of, and they were furious when I first started showing like North Fort Myers, Pomona Park, all these white trash ghettos. The racist white people were furious. I mean, they were just, and it got me a lot of comments, made me a lot of money, right? That's good for me. You can see here, there's a lot of evictions and people moving out. But it was like, there were always like these comments that I didn't like. And I figured, okay, I got this. So for like a long time, I did nothing but white hoods, white poverty, white neighborhoods that are trashy here in Fort Myers, to show people that, you know, that whole narrative that a lot of people were saying that it's always the black neighborhoods that are worse isn't exactly true, and it's not. You know, Fort Myers has black areas that are bad. They got Hispanic areas that are bad, like where we are now. And you've seen plenty of Fort Myers, Palm Beach Boulevard, and Tice and all that. And you got white areas that are bad too, North Fort Myers. You know, pockets here and there in Fort Myers as well, different areas. So I went on this thing where I was just showing white areas that are bad, Hispanic, like all different areas. And I kind of really stepped away from the African American neighborhoods because I wanted to show that it's not just that. But today, we're going to go into some African American neighborhoods that are pretty bad as well. Now, traffic is unbearable here in Fort Myers. It's, the lights take too long for some reason I don't understand. I've literally wasted my whole morning here. I left Sarasota 5 in the morning. It's 8:20, and I haven't been able, I got one Uber ride. It's just, there's no Uber rides. There's, traffic congestion throughout the whole city. Like, this place is a complete crap hole. I am so glad I left Fort Myers. The traffic congestion alone, and how arrogant people are here and disrespectful. Like, I was at the Starbucks and this dude parked his van blocking the disabled parking spot. Like, yeah, you know, he needs 2 parking spots for his work van, you know. I drove from Sarasota 60 miles. No issues. Cruise control the whole way, 80 miles an hour. As soon as I got to Fort Myers, I had a Prius stuck in the way, a motorcycle that must have been going at least 140, a car was going about 120, and I literally had to turn off the cruise control when I got to Fort Myers. Not because there was more traffic, but because the drivers were just that arrogant. How long are we gonna be at this light, bro? The drivers are just so arrogant that, you know, like, you had, you know, semis driving in the fast lane because you got people driving slow in the fast lane, and people in the middle lane hogging the whole thing. And look at this, like, nobody on US 41. And this is the weird thing about Fort Myers. Like, you might hear Fort Myers is growing. Lehigh and Cape Coral are growing. Nobody ever moved to the city limits of Fort Myers. You know. See, all the traffic now is southbound. We're heading north. All the traffic now is people that live in Cape Coral heading down to Naples to work. It's been like that the whole morning. Somebody's been tagging SL all over Fort Myers. There's a big graffiti piece there that says SL. The initials to my channel are Southern Life. Hopefully they don't try to put that one on me. I got enough problems already. I just don't have time to do graffiti. I'm a busy YouTuber. So we're going to today actually go into the African American neighborhoods that I haven't shown in a while. I've stayed clear of the African American neighborhoods for a while. But today we're gonna go in there. Recently there was an infamous case on the news where a YouTuber, I think he's called Florida Hood Fishing or something. He got shot off of MLK. It's never good when famous people are getting shot in a city. I'm glad I got the crap out of here. But in Sarasota, where I live, a football player from Auburn got shot. So, nothing about famous people getting shot in Southwest Florida lately. That's not good for me as a YouTuber. It's like, yeah, it's not good when famous people are getting shot left and right in your part of the state. But allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly because it's not my business. I'm not even gonna get into it. It's not worth it. You know, like I've been watching this kid's YouTube channel forever. He's very successful, and he's got a huge following, and I hope he continues to grow his YouTube channel and continues to be successful. You know, I'm always for a winner, somebody that's being successful. I can't be for somebody who's a criminal out here hurting people that are, you know, I'm for successful people. That's all I gotta say, but we'll leave it at that. It's none of my business at the end of the day, but it's relevant. We're in Fort Myers, and that's one of the most recent news stories out of Fort Myers that just about everybody covered. But look at this. It's like nobody here right now. Look at this. Like, it's 8:30 in the morning. I was at Starbucks, and it was open. I thought it was closed because there's nobody there. Fort Myers is literally empty. People are moving out. You got vacancies everywhere. Yeah, this is a whole different landscape from what they were telling people 2 years ago. 2 years ago, everybody, the fastest growing city in America, you should move here. I know a realtor. Well, good luck with that. It's a different scenario in Fort Myers today than it was 2 years ago when everybody was from New York was moving here. A lot of them are going back. They found that jobs in Florida do not pay a fraction of what they were in New York or Connecticut or California. They found, in fact, right now there's a news report that said that there's a study conducted. It says that the state of Florida is the worst place in America for household incomes versus cost of living. The whole country. The situation in Florida economically is currently worse than New York and California for people. And I've been telling you guys that for a while. I said, dude, this is not going to work. A state that all these people are moving here, Incomes went up because the people that came here had incomes. But the ones that came here thinking they were going to find jobs found that it's actually more competitive because they're all coming here with the same idea. And the ones that have money all have the same idea. I'm going to open up a cigar shop in Cape Coral. I'm going to open a pizza place. It's a genius move. Yeah, I think we have about 800 pizza places now and 800 cigar shops. Everybody came here with the same freaking idea, man. Everybody moved to Fort Myers and all these cities here, and they all had the same idea. We're going to open up a pizza place in Cape Coral. Call Vinny and tell him, give me the family recipe. Okay, buddy. So here's Hanson. Now, there's a horrendous crime here in Hanson. Like there's a cop parked right here. I don't know if... but there's a horrendous crime here. Recently happened right here in this intersection. We're gonna drive by the place right now. I know this is kind of gruesome, so cover your kids' ears. But this happened in Fort Myers recently. Right here, we're about to drive past the place where it happened. Somebody chopped up and a roommate right here in this intersection, right here where we are right now. Right here in this intersection where we are right now, one of these houses here that was just passed. The guy chopped up the roommate, and when the cops came, he was holding a body part, and the cop had to do what he had to do to tranquilize the situation. And the guy's wife and kids were hiding or something because they were terrified what the guy did to the roommate. Some horrendous news story. You can look it up. You can just write Fort Myers cop body parts and stuff like that, and it'll come up. It's the most recent. But wow, I mean, dude, that's like some wild crap, man. So not too good looking over here on the roommates, and we're gonna be looking out for Ford because we're gonna try to get on Henderson. It's real easy to miss these streets because these streets out here are there's not much going on out here. So now we're on Hanson. And this area here, these apartments here on the left have been on the Cops TV show, actually. If you watch the Cops TV show, these apartments on the left right here were on Cops. And they did a sale. The guy was just sitting outside slanging. If you watch Fort Myers Cops TV show, those apartments have been on Cops right there. Look at this. It's a red light, and everybody is moving. But when it's green, everybody stopped. For some reason, I don't understand. Everybody's in the left lane. Well, I didn't go left, but yeah, the only thing I can think is la madre que los parió todo. You know what I mean? It's been Fort Myers has really gone to crap. Like, also now Lee County has one of the highest drug overdose rates in Southwest Florida. Higher than Manatee, higher than Sarasota County. Can you imagine having a higher drug overdose death rate than Sarasota and Manatee County? That is where Lee County is right now. Lee County's overdose death rate is the highest it's ever been. Okay, it's at over 45 per 100,000. It's never been that high. But if you ask the sheriff here, Willy Wonka, we have the lowest crime rate we've ever had in 50 years. Really? So let me ask you a question. How can you have the lowest crime rate you've ever had in 50 years when you have the highest overdose rate your county has ever had? So you got more people dying off ODs than ever before, but things are going great. That doesn't really check out. But that's the thing. They lied to people. The sheriffs, the news, the people that were printing all those top 10 lists of the best places to move. Who do you think was behind all those top 10 lists? You think it's just a student that says, okay, I did some research and these are the top 10. No, dude. They get paid for that. They get paid to publish those articles. The top 10 best places to live in America. Dude, there's a developer. There's a builder. There's real estate boards behind that. Voted the best place to live in America by the builder who has 3,000 houses they have to sell, right? But people are so stupid they believe all that. And then all these people moved down here. They built all this crap up like never before. And for what? Now they're all going to leave. And in 2 years, they'll get swindled again. How did I go on red? How did that even happen? I'll tell you why. Because people here are retarded. They don't know how to drive. Really wasn't trying to go on red there. Just people, they're all falling asleep. They're not paying attention. Alright guys, so around here we should be able to try to get off of Henderson. Somewhere around here. There are going to be little streets that are going to head north, and that'll get us kind of around here starts the African American neighborhood. We'll pass the train tracks and we'll slide through Henderson, which is one of the most notorious streets in Fote Mize. Pass the train tracks, and on the other side of them tracks right there yonder, it's a whole different type of folk living over there, I tell you what. Fort Myers is an absolutely racist and arrogant city. It really is. It's not like deep south type of crap. To a large extent, it's not. It is to a smaller extent, but it's not completely like the deep south. But Fort Myers has its little details. You know, the people that are from here, people that move from other countries and other states and stuff, they're a little bit more level-headed. But the people that are from here, oh yeah, that's a whole different world. It's not as bad as Alabama or Louisiana or Mississippi, but it's it's getting there. I have no idea where this guy's going to turn because, oh, here we go. He's going to go the same way we are. Look at this traffic, bro. It's like so aggravating. Here in the city, you have entire streets that have absolutely no traffic. And then you have other streets that are just completely congested. It's like the most, it's a horribly laid out city. Fort Myers. Just go. Just go. If you go, we can all go. There you go. So this is an area that I've kind of neglected a little bit on my YouTube channel, and the people here in Fort Myers have been asking me, "Hey man, where you gonna go to my hood, dog? Well, you ain't been in my hood, dog." You know, so okay, we'll hit up your hood. I think we can get on Henderson from here. Aha, we're on Catherine. Now, Catherine sounds like a white woman's, like this street sounds like it'd be like white woman living here. Like it sounds like a white woman's name, like Catherine. Like, I live off of Catherine, but the name is a little misleading on this one. It's not as fancy as, it sounds like a white woman's name. I live off of Catherine, you know? It sounds fancy. But, I used to come up here a lot. I used to sell scrap metal when I lived in Naples, so I would end up here a lot. I think we're now on Henderson. This is kind of like the heart of the hood here. You're my hood, though. There's a Stella right here. I'm sure this intersection's been on rap music videos. Henderson and Stella. I'm sure there's rap music videos have been filmed on this intersection. Now there are some newer houses here. It's not all old, run down. There's new houses here, but don't get it twisted. This is the heart of the hood in Fort Myers. Don't believe me, ask Plies. You don't take my word for it, ask Plies. You heard me, Woody? Get that chicken off the road, man. Oh, so the person that owns this place right here on the right with all these tires and stuff, they watch our YouTube channel. They have all these rims, and they turn rims into a fence. And on one of my videos, like 2 years ago, I mentioned, I was like, wow, look at that, that's so cool, you know? And then the person that owns the place was watching the video, and they said, they thanked me for thinking that was cool. It is definitely cool. So we're on Henderson now. They're building, what is this, a school over here? There's like a big new school going in right here. Sorry guys, I had to yawn. They're building a school here. Cool, brand new school. And rundown buildings. This area is pretty rough. This area right here, it's the morning, and nobody really hangs out in the hood in the morning. Hanging out in the hood is more of an evening thing. So right now it looks dead here. It looks dead, and it is dead actually. There's nothing going on here. It's completely devoid of life. But if you came in here like on a Friday night, it would look a little different. It's 8 in the morning, and everybody knows that thugging is afraid. If there's one thing thugs and criminals hate, is being up early in the morning. That's one of the most offensive things that can happen to somebody that's gangsters, having to wake up early. That's not possible. So these neighborhoods are pretty quiet in the morning. It's like, so one thing if you keep it real and you're from the streets, you know you can't be up early in the morning. That's a hood that's a violation in the hood, being up early. You can't be in the hood if you wake up early. That's not a hood thing to do. Really nobody out here. I'm kind of blocking the road, but there's just nobody out here. There really isn't. There's a soul food place here. Just nobody's out here in the morning. It's dead. It's one of the most unhood things you could do is wake up early. If you wake up early, you're thugging, ain't right. But we're gonna get back on Henderson. This is called Franklin Park here, I believe. Now on Ford and Lincoln. I'll hop back over to the street we were on earlier. And the street's nice. It's got like this little thing in the middle, a few little corner stores and stuff. It doesn't look like it's active right now, but again, it's the time of day. It's the time of day. If you're really about your crap, you can't be up this early. This woman was up all night trapping, pimping, shooting dice. You know, they can't be up at 8. How you gonna be up at 8 in the morning when you was up all night thugging, you know? It's impossible. Fort Myers police car parked right there. Okay, Shirley, I want y'all to behave, okay? I want y'all to behave, okay? This is a part of Fort Myers literally nobody moved to when they move, you know, in the whole, we're moving to Fort Myers, it's the fastest gang city in America. Not this part of Fort Myers. Tell you what, look at the lowrider, dog, pimping with the imping down there. Got the Caprice with the niece down there. I tell you what, that pimping right there, man. You pimping, you heard me? Got the Caprice and Impala. Let's put some 26s on it, player. My phone mount is about to put some. My phone mount's about to fall off. But shout out to everybody in Fort Myers. I know I ain't forgot about you. They were mad at me. Like, you ain't been in my hood. Why you not in my hood? All the other hoods in America, why you in my hood? Fort Myers, why you not in my hood? I ain't forgot about you. I've been doing other things. Sorry, Fort Myers. They were mad at me. They were like, you not in my hood. Why you ain't in my hood, dog? I'm like, okay, well, get out there when I get a chance. What they agitando, you know? We'll get out there with you. I'm just going around. But, Fote Mize. mango. Oh, mangoes! It rained last night, so the mangoes are falling. No, I love mango season. This is why you live in Florida, mango season. If y'all don't know, y'all don't know. The reason we live in Florida is mango season. So, let me turn off this windshield defroster thing. It keeps fogging up the window. The humidity's been that horrendous to where the window fogs up, so I know it's quite irritating, but no way around it. So this is MOK right here. We're paralleling MOK. If you want to see Fort Myers, this is really where you want to start your tour. I mean, people be looking at the beaches and say, no, you got it all wrong. See, that's the thing. These tourists, they didn't really see the real Fort Myers. They were misled. This is the real Fort Myers out here. Fote Mize, baby. This Fote Mize, you hear me? Fote Mize, baby. You heard me? Oh, we're on Dunbar right now. Shoutouts to everybody that went to Dunbar. My wife went to Dunbar. Yes, Katie went to Dunbar. My wife, Catherine the Great. Yeah, my wife went to Dunbar. She moved from Michigan like halfway through the year or something. So they're like, sorry, man, we're just going to have to put you in Dunbar. So, believe it or not, my wife, Catherine, went to Dunbar. My wife, my precious white Katie, I don't even want to think about a white woman like her in a place like this. I don't know what they did to her out here. I don't even want to think about it. But, yeah, my wife did go to Dunbar. White Catherine, the only white woman that's ever gone to Dunbar. And I gotta crack up because we'll be in Fort Myers, and like everybody from the hood knows Katie because she went to Dunbar. She'll be like, we'll be hanging out. Yo, 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 yo. Look at this little house. Look at the wheels on this car over here. They're like 22s, 32. Look at the rims, dog. Yeah, Fote Mize, baby. Got a little big old rim, dog. You hear me? Wow, that's insane. How the crap does this guy turn his steering wheel? Are we on Henderson? Dude, look at the mangoes everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's mangoes. I love mango season. I need to go to Immokalee or the farmer's market, bro, and get some mangoes. So, we're supposed to be on Henderson. Problem is, I don't know where the crap we are. I don't know if we're... I don't know. Henderson is the street we need to be on. So let's try to figure out. Is it to the left? It's the second one in. Here's Dunbar. Yo, 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 look at all the Priuses and Impala, son. It ain't just one. It's like a whole collection of them. Hold on. Buicks, Regals, Oldsmobiles. Hold on. You go ahead, man. You go ahead. I get so happy when I see these mango trees. Dude, look at this spot right here, bro. Look at how many like old school cars are here. Dude, look at all the old school cars. Fote Mize, you hear me? Yes. Let's get back over into Henderson. We're gonna try to run up through Michigan real quick. So, my wife, Catherine. I remember that white girl that went to Dunbar? That's my wife, y'all. Katie really from the streets, I'm trying to tell you, man. It was a bad neighborhood. You need a giant no loitering sign in front of your house. Sam's Food Mart. There's Ford, which was the one we took up, so I guess we can go a little bit further that way. Oh, car flying. Through there. Ford. We came up Ford, so that's a little bit more this way then. It's a lot more Hispanics in this neighborhood than there were in the past. It was just all blacks, and you're starting to see more Hispanics moving into this neighborhood. It's weird because some of the weirdest things ever happened. The black people moved to the Hispanic side of Fort Myers, and the Hispanics moved to the black area. I've never seen anything like that ever happen in any city. They flip-flopped. The Hispanic hoods and the black hoods flip-flopped recently here in Fort Myers. I think it's because the black people moved into better areas and the Hispanic people got poorer, I think is what happened. But I'm not sure what, but yeah. Recently in Fort Myers, the black area became the Hispanic area and vice versa. Look at all these Caprices, bro. They're bringing them back. Please. Bringing back the Caprices, son. Get your whip game in the right position, player. I'm not with all these new school cars, man. I like the old school. Oh, so I thought Henderson went all the way to Michigan. I guess it's interrupted here. Let's try to pull a U-turn. I don't know how the crap I'm gonna pull a U-turn here. I'll try to. Now we're on MLK. There was a year, I think it was 2012. Now in 2012, I was coming up to Fort Myers sometimes as much as twice a day because the scrapyards are up here. And the landfill's up here. And so is the scrapyard. So I was coming to Fort Myers easy twice a day, once a day at least 7 or 8 times a week. I lived in Naples, but I practically worked up here with the scrapyard and the landfill being here in Fort Myers off of Garden Street. Then for a while I switched over to Allied, and Allied got criminal, so I switched over to L&F, whatever the crap, the scrapyards are all up here. And I think it was 2012, man. There was one year where Fort Myers was just absolutely insane, bro. Like, I remember there was one spot where they killed 4 people in one intersection. Willie Battle Way. Alright, guys, we're on Henderson now. But it's nice to see they're bringing back the old schools here in Fort Myers. Now, I hadn't seen too many old schools in Fort Myers, but again, I hadn't been in these neighborhoods in a while. But back in 2012, man, these neighborhoods were popping off. It was just, I remember there was just, every week it was somebody different. It was bad. Like in 2012, I think the homicide rate in 2012 in Fort Myers was like 38 per 100,000 or 42 per 100,000. Like, that was like on par with Baton Rouge. That's how bad things were. But then they allegedly said, I don't believe this is true, but this is what they said. They said that it was just one gang that was doing all the murders, or 2 gangs that were going. There's literally bullet holes there. It was supposed to be one gang that was doing all the murders. Lake Boys. I can talk about it because it's been on the news. It's not a secret. But allegedly, right, that was one gang that was just responsible for like the vast majority of the crime that was going on. And they said that after they locked up the main people they were after, the crime went down significantly. Who knows if that's really true or not? I got my question marks about that. But they said that they can, you know, just pin down like 90% of the crime on like 6 individual people or something, which is kind of like, 6 people turn to the Hope City? I don't know. I think it was a lot more than that going on back then here in Fort Myers, but who the crap knows? All I know is stay the crap. Oh, crap, look at the old school over there too, man. No, they're really doing it big with the old schools here in Fort Myers. Seems like the city's doing a lot of work. Old Dunbar right there. Now we're going to be looking for Marsh. Marsh, we'll take Marsh north. And that'll take us as far up as Palm Beach. I'll end up back in another Hispanic neighborhood. There's a little corner store right here. They used to have a Martin Luther King mural, but I think they painted over it. This little corner store right here on the right. It's just in town barbershop. I think this is Marsh or Shoemaker. I think this is Shoemaker. I think Marsh is a little further ahead. Let me see if they still got the Martin Luther King. Yeah, they still got the Martin Luther King mural here. I'll show you guys real quick. I'm in Palmetto and Michigan. This is another really kind of hood area. There's somebody might be going through the garbage right there. It's pretty sad. You see it all the time these days. You used to never see people. Oh no, they got rid of the. Oh, I thought it was Martin Luther King. Isn't that it? They repainted the mural. I thought it was Martin Luther King. So here's they repainted this mural. You don't have to be loud to make your voice heard. Wow, that's impactful. Housley Watkins Sr., the first black commissioner. You don't have to be loud to make your voice heard. That's a very very impactful statement. I like it. You don't have to be loud to make your voice heard. I don't think a lot of people feel like the louder they talk or the more arrogant they are, that the more they're heard, and that's not true. You know? I think those are some wise words for sure. I thought it was a Martin Luther King mural there, but it was so faded you couldn't even really tell. So I'm glad they repainted it. You know? Car behind us has a Cuban, Puerto Rican flag, and he's picking up scrap metal. That's what I used to do when I used to live down here. Talk about a miserable existence picking up scrap metal. I did it for many years. That's a humiliating line of work right there. Can't tell if it's a Cuban or a Puerto Rican flag. I can only see the three little stripes at the bottom. But he's got a flag hanging off his mirror. Here's Shoemaker. If you turn right, there are homeless camps like crazy down there. But those empty fields, they knocked them all down and turned them into like big warehouses. Those used to be all truck behind us carrying a bunch of scrap metal. That's what I used to do. That's some crappy line of work right there. Dangerous, little pay. The cops are always bothering you. Is that a squatted school bus? I've seen it all. Será comieron. So now we're looking for Marsh. Should be around here. Marsh will take us all the way to Palm Beach Boulevard. And there's like some old houses and stuff, kind of like a little hood-looking street. Come up to Palm Beach and we'll drive straight up Palm Beach right through Tice. Give you guys a real good. Oh, this house looks abandoned. What happened there? A lot of hurricane damage. A lot of Spanish people moving into this area. Interesting. Back then, when I used to come here, it was mostly just black. But again, it's like weird how the black area is becoming Hispanic and the Hispanic areas became black. Very strange. There used to be some housing projects. I think we missed our turn. Almost certain we missed our turn. There used to be housing projects right here, but they're gone now. There's just apartments now. We definitely missed our turn. Unless we go straight and it's that road up there. It might be that road up there. I think we almost positive we missed our turn. Because this returns back into MOK and that's not where we're going. Behind us we got a Ford, the Ford Crown Vic. You know, like they were square like the Chevys, but they're never as cool as the Caprices. I've never been a Ford guy. I like Chevys. Which is this one? Marsh, there it is. This will run us back all the way to Palm Beach. And these neighborhoods over here, they're mad at me, bro. Like, bro, you've never showed our neighborhoods. I'm like, my bad, bro. We'll get to it. There's a Puerto Rican flag right here. But I think this little area here has always been Spanish from here forward. Or kind of more mixed, but see a Puerto Rican flag right there. A lot of Puerto Ricans moved up in here. I think Fort Myers is probably less segregated now than it was in the past. Started around COVID. A lot of people just, things got so bad that people moved into really bad neighborhoods that before they would never have moved to. A little bit of gentrification, we could call it, where people just moved into neighborhoods that previously they hadn't moved into. I'm not looking up funny. Oh, I yawned. All right. It is 8:56 in the morning, and we are 45 minutes into this Fort Myers drive. Give you guys a tour of neighborhoods we haven't seen. Gang graffiti right here. Wow. ES, and then there's a Latin King, and somebody put bullet holes through that thing. So let's be clear. A lot of people say there's no gangs in Fort Myers. Dude, there's a crap load of gangs in Fort Myers. There's always somebody on the YouTube channel always saying, when I talk about gangs, they're like, we don't have gangs here. Who told you we have gangs? What world do you live in, dude? A lot of gangs in Fort Myers. I mean, some of these kids go on the internet and they don't even hide. They talk about what gangs they're in. And they'll upload music videos that specifically mention their gangs, their sets, and then they start talking about people they're which is like, I'm sure there's an investigator somewhere just clapping like, yes, you did my work for me, you know? I never really got that, how somebody could go on the internet and just interrogate themselves, basically. It's called self-snitching. Huge these days. But the thing is that these people now, like, they join gangs just to say they're in a gang, just to get that internet clout. they want, well, that's a big tree, man. I don't know what type of tree that is. Huge. People today, they join gangs just for clout, you know, and they don't really care if their lives get thrown away or if they get arrested or who knows what could happen. They don't really care. They're not doing it for any other reason other than getting online clout. I want to turn back. There's a big graffiti piece here that's gang related, and there's bullet holes on it. It looks like bullet holes. I want to show you guys because there's always somebody. We don't have gangs in Fort Myers. Who told you we have? 55 YouTube videos about people self-snitching on themselves, and it's so horrible because now, like, there's this YouTuber out of Broward County, and he covers a lot of the crime and stuff, and the kids, they actually think it's all cool. Like, look, that's gang related right there, bro. Don't tell me that's not gang related right there. That's a Latin King right there. That's the crown right there. And the ES. And it looks like bullet holes on the front. And an LK on this side over here. That's pretty straightforward if you ask me, people. That's pretty straightforward. I'll show you guys because there's always people saying, that's not true. There's no gangs in Fort Myers. Okay, that right there is LK right there, which is Latin King. It's been there for a long time. Nobody's crossed it out. And then over here you got the crown, which is also known to be Latin Kings, and it looks like somebody drove past and shot at it. Looks like there's bullet holes on this side, so maybe somebody from a rival gang just drove by and shot up a sign to let them know they got ops or whatever. That's what it looks like from here. But yes, there's gangs in Fort Myers. It's not a secret. There's always been Latin Kings here. I mean, I went to school here, and in middle school there were already Bloods and Latin Kings. It's not a secret. And then again, they go on and never got that. Why would you go on the internet and talk about all your gang affiliations? It's like, dude, when you were in a gang, you would not want your gang affiliation to be known. The only people that knew your gang affiliation were you, your homies, and if your homies had a little sister or something, they would gossip or something. But because they were there and they were hearing about it. But like, if you were in a gang, you would not publish that. That's counterproductive. The idea is that you're doing crime. You would probably want to keep that on the down low. Why would you publicize that you're committing crimes? And then be specific about the group you're committing the crimes for. Hello? At that point, I mean, like, really, like, when when the cops find out what gang you're in, you might as well just quit at that point. You might as well quit, because at that point now they got the case going. You lost at that point. Ooh, okay, interesting. That's just my personal opinion. I'm a civilian, so I don't really know. But I'm saying, if I were in a gang, wouldn't you just want to keep that to yourself? Because if the cops know, well, then isn't that like game over at that point? You lost? I don't know. I guess once you go to prison, they mark you. And I think in Florida, once you go to prison, there's no real hiding it anymore. Now, I was here earlier. I'm going to show you guys one last thing before I leave. No, I'm not even going to show it. I'm just going to turn here on 80. I'm super tired. It's 9 in the morning. I've been up since 5. I'm 2 hours of sleep. Palm Beach Boulevard. Back to the Hispanic neighborhoods. You can see looks like an Honduran flag or Salvadorian there. Nicaraguan, I'm sorry. I couldn't see it for like... Those 3 countries have similar flags. Honduras, Salvador, and Nicaragua, they have similar flags. This is all Spanish hoods all through here. I mean, I don't know. I've never been to prison. Never been in a gang. What the crap would I know? Thankfully, I've never been to prison. Don't have any plans to go there. Not even jail. I should have took Tice. Tice would have got me where I'm going. I'm trying to get back over in the Lehigh. Tice would entice me. Play on words. Tice, entice. You get the idea. I can also keep going this way, but I think, no, there's not much traffic getting in this late. I'm going the top route. Yeah, I'm going the top right through Buckingham. Let me figure this out. Mississippi, Carolina. Ortiz to Tice would work. I think Tice would make more sense. I don't know why it would. This little corner store is always trashy right here. Vape with the ape down there. I tell you what. Saw a music video filmed right outside of this corner store. I think. What happened to this building? Look like it burned down or something. Burned down. Adela's Beauty Salon. Okay. Burned down with the torn down there. A lot of these neighborhoods, somebody digging through the ground. There's literally people dumpster diving for food in Fort Myers. It's embarrassing. That's pretty sad. What happened here? It's like still looks like hurricane damage. They never really fixed this palm tree since the hurricane. There's a little doggy on the road. Garcia Avenue. Let's see if we can get on Garcia to Ortiz. Oh, look at the chicken! Look at the chickens! Ah, que cosa más linda! Mira la pollita! Oh man, it's how you know you in the hood, dog. That's how you know you in the hood, dog. I've never seen a chicken in the hood, He's still with his mom. Yeah. You just don't see too many guys in the hood do that, still stick around after. That's just wrong. I was saying that's wrong that you say something like that, Harry Jane. He didn't abandon her after the kids. That's usually don't see that in the hood. Ortiz. There's a little food truck over there with a Mexican and a Guatemalan flag. Now Ortiz has definitely been a hood, Latino hood. And there's all types of hoods back over here as well. And I got a few hoods that are requested back here, but I don't think I have time for it today. I want to see my family before I get back to Sarasota. So, not today. We'll come back to Fort Myers. We'll do more Fort Myers videos. It's been a while since I do like a real tour of the hood, dog. But, up this way, this is Ortiz. This is some pretty poor, rundown areas up ahead. right up that way. We kept going straight. Some pretty grimy hoods. Mostly Latino. Mexican, predominantly. And here in Fort Myers, not all Latino hoods are the same. You got Guatemalan, you got Mexican, like Tice is Guatemalan, Ortiz is Mexican. Where we were earlier, you saw the Puerto Rican stuff, Puerto Rican flags. Lehigh has Cuban hoods. Haitians are Latinos too. They got a little spot over here by downtown, by Joy Park, whatever the crap, by 41. So, yeah, it's different hood though. Different hoods. All Spanish people don't click up together here in the neighborhoods. Like, you got Mexican neighborhoods, Guatemalan. The Central Americans kind of click up together sometimes with the Guatemalans in different neighborhoods. So like Cubans, there's no Cubans out here, and the Cubans are out in Lehigh or Cape Coral. And economically, the Cubans are a little bit better. I live in Bradenton and in Sarasota area, and the Cubans they're in Bayshore Gardens, you know, in North Sarasota, and the Cubans and the Brazilians are in the same hoods up there. There used to be a lot of Brazilians off of Fowler here. There used to be a lot of Haitians off of Fowler. So, like, Spanish is not just one blanket of Spanish. You got Mexican, Cuban, Guatemalan, Haitian. The Latinos are a very diverse group. You got Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians. And Haitians are Latinos, if you did not know that. If you did not know, now you know. Haitians are Latinos. We're going to stop the video at exactly 1 hour. Whatever that point is, that's where it's going to stop. We're going to drive ourselves into... we're in, I think this is Tice, pushing into Buckingham now. Now over here, it's mostly, we're still on Tice, and this will take us towards Buckingham. And then from Buckingham, I got to cross into Lehigh, see my family. But, you know, Cubans are going to be mostly in Lehigh. Bonita Springs has a lot of Guatemalans. It used to be Mexican and it flipped to Guatemalan. Golden Gate City is Cubans and Haitians. Let me see what else we got. There's a lot of different hoods over here. Cape Coral's got a lot of Filipinos. Sometimes Haitians don't go with black. That's the other thing. Like, black and Haitian aren't exactly... You'd think the Haitians would always go in the black hoods. Not the case. Take, for example, we got a school bus behind us. I'm going above the speed limit. I got a school bus right on my tail. It's crazy to think that even a school bus speeds through here. Like I said, we'll stop the video at exactly 1 hour. Like, Golden Gate City is Haitians and Cubans, and there's some pockets that are black, and then there's some pockets that are Mexican, really small. So, like, the Spanish people and the Latinos, they don't always... Brazilians are Latinos too. Latino means Latin America, so you can be Haitian and be Latino. And you can be Portuguese like the Brazilians and still be Latino. This is Staley Road. The road... Actually, let's go this way. This is the road from hell. I don't know if you guys have heard about this road. This is rednecks over here. And there's a cop that... not a cop. There's a redneck that lives on this road. And he's all over YouTube. He's very racist. He hates Cubans. He hates blacks. But he lives on this road. And he doesn't like it if you speed through here. So they call this the road from hell. This street here is known as the road from hell. You can see people do burnouts right in front of his house. So he's got cameras right here. This is the dude's house right here. He's like a racist redneck. He's got a bunch of cameras and stuff. And he posts everything on YouTube. And very racist, hateful dude, without a doubt. Let me see if I can pull up in here. But it's interesting, we ended up on this street, this little area here. But yeah, we ended up in the street from hell is what they call it, or the neighborhood from hell is what they call this area. And you can see the guys, he started a YouTube channel just showing people driving past his house fast. So